In 1971, a group of perfectly normal college students walked into a basement. Some were randomly assigned to be guards. Others were randomly assigned to be prisoners. The experiment was supposed to last 2 weeks. It had to be shut down after 6 days. Because what happened inside that basement wasn't what anyone expected. The guards didn't stay professional. The prisoners didn't stay calm. And the psychologist running the whole thing didn't stay objective. What unfolded was one of the most disturbing demonstrations of human nature ever recorded. And the most terrifying part, none of these people were criminals. None of them were cruel. They were just ordinary people, given a role to play.
The year is 1971, Stanford University, California. A psychologist named Philip Zimbardo wanted to answer one fundamental question about human nature. Is cruelty something people are born with, or is it something a situation creates? To find out, he placed an ad in a local newspaper offering $15 a day to participate in a psychology study. Dozens of young men applied. Zimbardo screened them carefully, selecting only the most mentally stable, emotionally balanced candidates he could find. 24 students made the cut. They were randomly split into 2 groups by a coin flip. 12 became prisoners, 12 became guards. The prison was the basement of Stanford's psychology building. Zimbardo's team converted it into a realistic jail. Cells with bars, a solitary confinement closet they called the hole, and a guard station with real equipment. The prisoners were given uniforms, assigned numbers instead of names, and told their rights were suspended for the duration of the experiment. The guards were given uniforms too: khaki shirts, dark glasses, wooden batons. They were told they had authority and that their job was to maintain order. Nobody was told to be cruel. Nobody was told to suffer. But that's not what happened. Within hours, not days, hours, something shifted. The guards began asserting authority in ways nobody instructed them to. They woke prisoners at 2 a.m. for arbitrary counts. They made prisoners do pointless push-ups. They stripped prisoners of their mattresses as punishment. They forced them to use buckets as toilets and refused to empty them. Some guards became outright sadistic, ordering prisoners to demean each other, to clean toilets with their bare hands, to simulate humiliating positions. And the prisoners? They broke. Within 36 hours, the first prisoner had a complete emotional breakdown, screaming, crying, disorganized thinking. Zimbardo's team assumed he was faking. He wasn't. By day 3, the prisoners had stopped thinking of themselves as college students temporarily playing a role. They started thinking of themselves as actual prisoners. They became passive, depressed, and helpless.
Here's where it gets even more disturbing. Zimbardo himself, the trained psychologist who designed the experiment, stopped being a neutral observer. He had given himself the role of prison superintendent, and somewhere in those first few days, he began acting like one. When a rumor spread that prisoners were planning an escape, he didn't evaluate it scientifically. He panicked and called the Palo Alto police to move the prisoners to a real jail temporarily. The police refused. When a colleague named Christina Maslach visited the experiment and watched prisoners being marched to the toilet with bags over their heads, she was horrified. She confronted Zimbardo, not as a test subject, but as a human being who could see something had gone badly wrong. She told him, "What you are doing to those boys is terrible." Zimbardo later admitted that it was the first time in days that anyone had challenged him on moral grounds, and it snapped him out of the role he had unconsciously adopted. He shut the experiment down the very next morning. You've probably never been in a prison experiment, but you've been in situations that changed how you behaved. A toxic workplace, a relationship with a controlling dynamic, a group where cruelty was normalized, and you went along with it longer than you should have. The Stanford experiment didn't reveal that humans are monsters. It revealed that humans are deeply, almost frighteningly sensitive to the environments they're placed in. Which means the most powerful thing you can do is understand which situations are shaping you right now, and whether those situations are bringing out the version of yourself you actually want to be. Because the guards in that basement didn't become cruel because they were bad people. They became cruel
because nobody stopped them.
If this made you think differently about why people behave the way they do, share it with someone who needs to hear it. And if you want to keep understanding the hidden forces that shape human behavior, subscribe to Cortex Sketch. New video every week.